Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. My name's Sarah Gilmore and I'm an EdTech coach and the co-founder of Integrate, which offers professional development in technology integration for teachers. And right now I'm on maternity leave with my 9-month-old baby, and I also have a 2.5-year-old daughter who her daycare is about to close next week, and so I'm on the other end of the school closure thing. But I'm really hoping that I might have some tips and tricks that I can share with you to help you integrate technology meaningfully into your virtual classrooms as this whole thing plays out. So in this video, I'm going to share how to use Seesaw with the whiteboard recording tool, the pencil recording tool, to help your students to communicate their understanding about a math process. So first of all, I'm going to show you a video that a student of a colleague of mine made with Seesaw a couple of years ago. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about why it was worthwhile doing it like that and what you need to do that in your own classroom with your own students.
Here are muffins, and here is 4 on each side, so 4 times 4 equals 12. And here is 4 and 5, so you have to multiply them, and that equals 20. So you have to multiply 12 times 2, because here is, they both are the same, and here is the one that they both are the same. So 12 times 2 equals 24, and 20 times 2 equals 40. So 24 plus 40 equals 64. So there's 64 muffins.
Okay, so in that example, the task was pretty simple on the face of it. How many muffins are there on the tray? And in this case, the student used multiplication as a strategy. And you might have noticed that he made a mistake. What was really good about doing it this way is two things. First of all, by recording it in this way, he could then go back to it later and reflect on what he had previously done and notice that he had made a mistake, which is what he did then several weeks later when he wrote this comment. The other thing that's really good about it is there are lots of ways that you can answer a question like that. And by videoing the children, or the children videoing themselves and recording themselves as they tell you how they worked out the answer, you learn a lot about what it is that they understand. For example, they might count out loud, and that's how they know that there's 16. Or they might count that there are 4 on a tray, 4 on a tray, 4 on a tray, and do repeated addition. Or they might be able to see that it's use multiplication strategy. And from that, you're able to see what is it that the children still need to know and where can you go next. So there are lots of different tools that you can use for this. Seesaw is a great one. It's a really, really simple tool, but you can also use tools like Explain Everything is a really good one. Educast Creations is a really good one. And I'm sure that there are lots and lots of other ones out there that people are using. The tool isn't necessarily what's important about it. It's more the strategy and how you could then apply that to help kids show their understanding of other processes and skills. Nevertheless, what I'm going to do now is show you how you can do this in Seesaw, how you can choose an image like this, how you can share it with kids, and then how they can respond. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make an activity like that in Seesaw and share it with your kids. So we're going to click on the green plus up here and assign activity. Okay, so just a reminder that the community library is absolutely full of other activities that people have made, and is getting fuller every day, I'm sure, with what's going on, so you should check that out. But today we're going to create a new activity, We're just going to give it a name. So I'm just going to say, how many muffins? And some instructions for your student. Now, the great thing about Seesaw is that you can add voice instructions, which is great for younger students. You just click on Add Voice Instructions here and tap to start recording and just read aloud what you wrote before. How many muffins are there on the tray? Work out and explain out loud what strategy you use to work it out. Write on the picture to show your work. And click the green check mark. And then it's a really good idea to add an example so that everyone is really clear on what it is that you're doing. That's what you would do normally in the classroom. So we're going to add an example. Now, if you had a textbook or something that you were using, you could just click Photo and then hold your camera, that's my table, and click any of these green buttons and take a photo. But we're going to use a photo from the internet. So the first thing that we need to do is find a photo that we want to use. So I'm going to exit out of Seesaw and go there. Now I'm using an iPad. You can do this on any kind of device. A smartphone works exactly the same, also on any desktop device. So I'm going to exit out of there and go to the internet. And I've already gotten a little bit ahead of the game here with Google Images. And I'm just typing in muffins clip art because I want to do this muffin activity. And I'm going to be a responsible digital citizen and click on Tools and make sure that the image that I'm choosing is labeled for reuse. You could also use non-commercial reuse because we're not selling anything. And I'm going to look for an image that I can use for an example. Okay, so I'm going to go with a really simple one here with the four cupcakes. I could click on that image again and it would take me to the website, but instead I can just press and hold on the image when I'm using an iPad, or you can just right click on your computer and save photo or add to photos. And then I'm going to look for one that I'm actually going to set for my kids for their activity. So let's imagine that my students are a little bit older and I want them to have a harder challenge. So I'm going to go with all of these muffins. And I'm going to then press and hold this and add photos. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to Seesaw and I'm going to upload. So at the moment I'm making my example. I'm going to go upload from photos, recently added, and I'm going to take this one. Okay, so what you're seeing here and what you're going to do here is exactly the same as what the students are going to do. So they're going to see everything that you're doing, and you just explain it to them. We're going to use the tool on the left-hand side that's shaped like a microphone underneath the T. I'm going to click that, it's going to count down and we can start recording and talking. I think that there are 4 muffins in this picture. I know that because I can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can also see that there are 2 here. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Or I can use multiplication. 2 times 2 equals 4. I'm going to click Done. And click the green check mark. You can also check it, you can re-record, you can change everything that you can change anything you need to change. Green check mark for done. Okay, so now we have an example attached there. What we're going to do next is we're going to go down here to the student template. We're going to add a template for student responses. This is where we upload the picture that we want the students to use when they're doing the activity. So add template, again we're going to upload, and we're going to choose the one with the more muffins in it because we want to challenge these students. Okay, and click this. We don't want to do anything to that picture, we just want to give it to them as it is. And down here in more options, if you want to, you can add in some notes for yourself. If you have skills set up for assessment, you can tag those and click Save. Okay, so now that you have your assignment, this is what you're going to do. You're going to assign that to your students here. Okay. You can decide here is a place where you could assign different activities to different students depending on their ability. So you might choose to have muffins like this one. We have, I think it's 10 muffins, I think. You might also have the one with 4 or different amounts for different students' needs. Add it to a folder like the math folder, or add skills if you want to. Now we can click assign, and that's it. It's been assigned to all of my students. And you're done. Now, as the activities are done, you'll see those showing up here, and you'll see who has done it and who hasn't done it. It'll show up in a grid here. If you want to, you can try it as a student, as it says there, and you can see what the experience is going to be like for them before they get started on it too. And so that's really all that's involved. It's a super simple tool, but it's incredibly, incredibly powerful, and there's a lot that you can do with something like this. So I hope that was helpful, and I would love to hear some other ideas about how to use that strategy and a tool like that with more difficult math or with a different content area. And I hope that is something that you can apply in your virtual classroom. Have a great day.